Hey, crime connoisseurs. If you're like me, you love diving into a good book. I especially love finding a book about cases we cover. But sometimes it's hard to find the time to sit and read. We live in an on-the-go society. Thankfully, Audible makes it easy to instantly access the books we love without sacrificing our time. With over 180,000 audiobooks and more, you will undoubtedly find one that will grip you and leave you not wanting to pull away while still being able to do other things. You can get a free 30-day trial membership by going to audibletrial.com/ccpod to start listening to your favorite books. That's audibletrial.com/ccpod for your free 30-day trial membership. Hey, all my fellow crime connoisseurs. I'm your host, Grace D. And I'm back. I'm sorry for just up and abandoning you all. Over the summer, thanks to the love and support of my fiance, Don, I decided to not only go back to school to finish my bachelor's degree, but also to pursue my dreams of becoming an attorney. So between getting back into the groove of school, studying for the LSAT, working full-time, committing myself to another 29 or 29 event, but this time as an athlete with the Kyle Peace Foundation, and being a present and supportive partner, the podcast quickly fell to the wayside as I learned how to navigate everything and come up with a structured routine to keep on track. I'm in a good spot now to be able to get back into this passion of mine, and I hope that you all can understand and forgive me and continue to be loyal crime connoisseurs. With that being said, let me tell you a bit about today's case. We're diving into a case that has haunted a quiet community of Franklin Township, New Jersey for decades. This case leaves so many unanswered questions and remains unsolved to this day. This is the case of Sharon Thor. Sharon Thor was born on October 28, 1966, to Sonia and Frank Thor Sr. in Elizabeth, New Jersey. She was one of 5 children and the only girl in the family. During her childhood, the family moved a few times, first to Roselle and then to Franklin Township, where they eventually settled. Sharon was a dedicated dancer, having taken lessons since preschool. Her passion for dance had a significant influence on her life. She was dedicated to her ballet and tap dancing lessons at the Neva McCrimmon School of Dance in Bound Brook, New Jersey. She was strongly committed to dance and often practiced and performed, which likely helped her develop discipline and time management skills. Her love for dance gave her a creative outlet and a sense of purpose. Despite the challenges she faced, such as wearing a brace for 6 months to correct her inward turned legs, she remained committed to her dance practice. This dedication to dance likely contributed to her resilience and determination in other areas of her life, including her schoolwork. Sharon was described as a sweet, kind girl, well-liked by her peers, and a vibrant and dedicated person to those who knew her. She had a deep passion for ballet and often danced around her family home, making her older brothers watch as she leaped with pointed toes. Her mother, Sonia, mentioned that growing up with 4 brothers made Sharon a strong individual who was always stuck up for her younger brother. Sharon was known for her beautiful blue eyes and wavy hair. Despite her young age, she had dreams of opening her own dance studio. Her commitment to dance and her caring nature left a lasting impression on those around her. In 1982, Franklin Township was a place where neighbors knew each other and doors were often left unlocked. It was a place where violent crime was a rarity, especially against a young girl. On October 26, 1982, the quiet tranquility of Franklin Township was shattered. On October 26th, Sharon was watching TV before it was time to leave for her ballet lesson when, at around 5:45 p.m., she received a phone call. After the call, she hurried outside, walked down the street, and climbed into the passenger side of a vehicle. She told her mother, Sonia, that she would be right back. She did not take her purse with her. Unfortunately, Sharon would never return home. Sharon was last seen wearing a red and white striped sweater, blue jeans, sneakers, and a gold necklace with a love charm. When Sharon didn't return home for her dance lesson, the worry began to sink in for her parents. Sonia and Frank immediately reported Sharon missing to the Franklin Township Police Department when she didn't return home in time for her dance lesson. Despite their urgency, the police initially hesitated to process a missing persons report for at least 24 hours. In an article by Susan Russell for Central Jersey Home News Tribune, Sonia Thor said, quote, "Then Sharon's not coming back and not coming back. My husband is coming and Sharon hasn't come back. We went to the police station right away, but at that time you had to wait 24 hours. So we went to the dancing school. We went everywhere that she knows people, through the whole neighborhood, through all of the stores on Easton Avenue, like McDonald's. Nothing, 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 nothing." End quote. Sonia and Frank didn't sleep that night because they expected Sharon to come home at any time. Sonia thought about searching in the woods and taking the family's German Shepherd with her to look around, and she did just that. Quote, "I didn't want to find anything, but the instinct just pushed me out. I wanted to take a walk in there, and I came back with the dog." End quote. Sonia didn't find anything during her search. The following day, the Thor family returned to the police station since Sharon was still missing, and the official search for Sharon began. The local community quickly rallied to assist in the search. Volunteers, friends, and neighbors joined law enforcement in scouring the area around Sharon's home. The search focused on the wooded areas and dirt roads near Sharon's home. This area was known to be frequented by local teenagers for various activities. 3 days later, on October 29, 1982, the day after what would have been Sharon's 16th birthday, at around 2:30 p.m., Sharon Thor's body was discovered in the wooded area off of a dirt road at about a quarter mile from her home. Her body had been concealed, partially clothed, and brutally beaten. Near Sharon's body, a bloody cinder block and 2x4 were found and believed to be the murder weapons. An autopsy was conducted at the State Medical Examiner's Office in Newark, New Jersey. The autopsy revealed that Sharon had been killed at approximately 6:30 p.m., just an hour after she had left her home, and that her head and chest had been crushed. The autopsy also revealed that a 2x4 and cylinder block that were found near her body were in fact the murder weapons. The state lab conducted extensive tests on the cinder block and 2x4, searching for any DNA evidence. They meticulously examined the surfaces for blood, hair, and other biological materials that could link the murder weapons to the perpetrators. This included testing for any traces of Sharon's DNA, as well as potential DNA from the attackers. In addition to DNA, investigators looked for fingerprints on the cinder block and 2x4. Any identifiable prints could provide a direct link to the suspects or individuals who had been in contact with Sharon. The lab also analyzed trace evidence such as fibers, soil, and other materials that might have been transferred to the murder weapons. A neighborhood child reported seeing Sharon getting into the passenger side of a car near her home. Two men believed to be in their late teens or early 20s were in the vehicle and believed to live in Franklin Township. The person who called Sharon and the individuals in the vehicle have never been identified. The driver was described as a white male with dark-colored hair. The vehicle was described as a dirty old car with a loud muffler and something that was possibly covering the inside of the rear window, and that it was backing up as if it was unfamiliar with the area. Investigators attempted to trace vehicles matching this description, but no definitive matches were found. Law enforcement received tips from the community, including reports of unauthorized vehicles frequently seen in the wooded area where Sharon's body was found. These tips were investigated, but none led to a breakthrough. Unfortunately, Sharon's case quickly went cold after the initial investigation. Despite extensive efforts by law enforcement and the community, the lack of concrete leads and definitive evidence made it challenging to solve. In the wake of Sharon's unsolved murder, Nick Polino Jr., a friend of the family, took it upon himself to create a poignant play titled Remembering Sharon. This play is more than just a performance. It was a deeply personal project for Nick, who was a friend of Sharon's. Her tragic death left a lasting impact on him and the entire community. The purpose of Remembering Sharon is twofold. One, to honor Sharon's memory, and two, to raise awareness about her unsolved murder. The play serves as a reminder of the importance of safety, crime prevention, and community vigilance. Through this powerful medium, Nick aimed to bring people together to remember Sharon and support the ongoing quest for justice. The community has played a significant role in keeping Sharon's memory alive and supporting the investigation. Local community members, like Frank Resta, who attended high school with Sharon, have been instrumental in bringing renewed attention to the case. Resta started a reward fund to encourage anyone with information to come forward, and various fundraising events have been held to support this cause. Resta didn't know Sharon personally, but he remembers the impact her murder had on the community. He often recalls saying, quote, "I can't believe they never found those guys," end quote. His efforts have helped keep Sharon's case in the public eye and demonstrate the community's ongoing commitment to seeking justice. Sadly, Nick Polino Jr. passed away in 2014. However, his legacy lived on through his work. In August 2023, Marie Firiello, a dedicated community member, took it upon herself to direct a special performance of Remembering Sharon at the Villagers Theater. This staged reading was not only a tribute to Sharon, but also a fundraiser to support the reward fund. Nick had always intended for the play to serve a greater purpose. He didn't want it to make a profit, but instead he wished for donations to be made to organizations close to his heart, like Let's Bring Them Home and Parents of Murdered Children. These organizations work tirelessly to support families of missing and murdered individuals, providing crucial resources and advocacy. The play was instrumental in raising funds for a reward. The reward fund, which has now grown to $4,000 through the community donations and fundraising events, is intended to encourage anyone with information leading to the arrest, indictment, and conviction of Sharon's killer or killers to come forward. Remembering Sharon is not just a play. It's an experience that underscores the community's dedication to seeking justice for Sharon and highlights the enduring impact of her story. It's a testament to the power of community and the unwavering hope that one day Sharon's case will be solved. The following month, Sharon's case had some movement. In September 2023, Sharon Thor's remains were exhumed as part of the ongoing investigation into her 1982 murder. This decision was made to leverage advancements in forensic technology that were not available at the time of her death. The goal was to potentially uncover new evidence that could help solve the case, including the possibility of using DNA evidence. The exhumation was carried out by the Somerset County Prosecutor's Office in collaboration with the Franklin Township Police Department. They have been working together on this case, but have remained tight-lipped about the specifics of the findings to maintain the integrity of the investigation. The authorities have hinted at using DNA evidence to solve the case over the years, but nothing has materialized yet. And sadly, this is all that we're left with. There's very little information out there about Sharon's murder, and that's probably because of the authorities keeping, tight-lipped. And I can respect that because you don't want to risk any damage done to the case. The community's unwavering support and efforts to keep Sharon's case in the public eye demonstrate the enduring impact of her story and the collective hope for justice. While Sharon's case may be cold, those who loved and knew her keep her memory alive. Noel Toredo, Sharon's brother, vividly remembers the day his sister went missing. He recalls how the family was immediately thrust into a world of uncertainty and grief. Noel often speaks about the impact of Sharon's murder and what it had on their family and their mother, Sonia, who wears a heart-shaped pendant with Sharon's image every day. Noel said, quote, "I don't know if she takes it off. That's all she's got now are pictures and memories," end quote. His reflections emphasize the lasting pain and the family's unwavering hope of justice. Sharon's mother, Sonia, has always been a pillar of strength for the family. Despite the immense grief, she has remained committed to seeking justice for her daughter. Sonia often talks about Sharon's vibrant personality and her dreams of opening a dance school. She believes that growing up with 4 brothers made Sharon a strong individual who would have been able to fend off one attacker, suggesting that more than one person was involved in her murder. Sadly, Sharon's father, Frank, passed away without ever having answers to who was responsible for his daughter's death. Sadly, Sharon's father, Frank, passed away without ever having answers to who was responsible for his daughter's death. In another article by Susan Russell, she writes, quote, "In an interview in 2019, Sonia said she wants to know who killed her daughter and wants them to feel the misery and hell she has dealt with ever since. She vowed at the time to find out who killed Sharon before she dies," end quote. Sonia's resilience and determination continue to inspire the community. Sharon's niece Samantha was born years after Sharon's murder, but has become an advocate for her aunt's case. She started a petition on change.org to raise awareness and gather support for solving the case. I will post a link in the show notes so that everyone can sign it. Samantha's efforts have helped bring renewed attention to Sharon's story and demonstrate the family's ongoing commitment to seeking justice. Most of the family still lives in the New Jersey area. The topic of Sharon's murder is still traumatic for the whole family who continue to struggle with grief. Sonia has trouble talking about Sharon's death without getting visibly upset. The investigation into Sharon's murder remains active. Authorities continue to hope that new information will come forward. They encourage anyone with information about the case to contact the Franklin Township Police Department at 732-873-5533, extension 2020. Again, that's 732-873-5533, extension 2020. Individuals can call the TIPS hotline at 732-873-7277 to remain anonymous and possibly be eligible for a reward. Again, that number is 732-873-7277. Sharon's disappearance and murder had a profound impact on her family and the community. Despite the passage of time, her family continues to seek justice and closure for her tragic death. This is one of Franklin Township's longest unsolved cases. As we reflect on Sharon's life and the tragic events that cut it short, it's important to remember the resilience and determination of her family and community. Their commitment to seeking justice for Sharon serves as a powerful reminder of the strength and unity that can arise in the face of adversity. And that's the case of Sharon Thor. If you have any information about Sharon Thor's case, please contact the Franklin Township Police Department. Let's help bring justice to Sharon and her family. Again, I will link the change.org petition that Sharon's niece Samantha created in honor of her aunt in the show notes. I will also link a copy to Nick Polino Jr.'s play, Remembering Sharon, if you'd like to read the play for yourself. It was a beautiful tribute he made to his friend. You can find Crime Connoisseurs wherever you listen to your podcasts. Please follow, subscribe, and leave a review. Be sure to follow us on social media at Crime Connoisseurs for updates and bonus content. As always, thank you all so much for listening. In the meantime, keep it classy, connoisseurs, and I'll catch you on the next case.
Are you tired of settling for subpar cat food? It's time to upgrade your cat's dining experience with Smalls, the ultimate gourmet meal for your feline companion. Say goodbye to generic one-size-fits-all cat food. With Smalls, you can rest assured that your furry friend is getting the nutrition they deserve. Join the thousands of cat owners who have made the switch to Smalls and see the difference it can make in your cat's health and happiness. Treat your cat to the finest dining experience with Smalls. Visit smalls.sjv.io/ccpod now to order your first box. That's smalls.sjv.io/ccpod. Choose Smalls because your cat deserves the best.